Yo people, how are you doing? Shellstastic again, back with Shellstastic Sports, back again with another video, a World Cup video. I am going to catch up because I missed all of yesterday and a couple videos, so I'm back. Got some time as well with the third games kicking off later on today. Croatia versus Canada. What a good game. Finished Croatia 4, Canada 1. I got some ties to Canada. I'm not gonna get into why, but yeah, I did want to see them do well. Not quite at the time. They played really well against Belgium and deserved to win. So I thought they could get Croatia. But Croatia weren't too convincing in the game against Morocco. If I was being fair, they looked a bit like Belgium, a bit leggy, looked like a generation in the past. Man, and this was the finalist from 4 years ago in Russia against France in that final. And you just thought, Canada, young, energetic, explosive players, Alphonso Davies on the. You just thought they could pounce on them, and they were just a bit more clinical. And well, I think the fastest goal of the tournament was scored, and great start for Canada. I think Buchanan, he's one to watch out for, because I could see a few teams going in for him because he's looked good for Canada. Whipped in a wonderful ball, and Alphonso Davies come power header in from the fullback. Didn't even see him on the blind side. Come inside him. Bang, header, 1-0. Fastest goal in this World Cup. First goal Canada have ever scored in the World Cup finals. I mean, bear in mind, there would have been 2. One in 1986 and this year, obviously. So, great start. And you'd have thought, wow, here we go. They just picked up where they left off against Belgium. But the Croatians, you know what I mean, they just slowly got themselves back in. And the technicians in that midfield, Modric, Kovacic, Bobovic, they just slowly got through, and then they just started to open through Canada like a can of beans. It was just you see, the thing is that Canada have the energy, the athleticism, the enthusiasm from the young players, but what you can't be is experienced technicians, and the old campaigners just started to split right through that team, and the passing range and everything, and they just went through the gears. And then once they got the first goal, Croatia was never ever in danger, and they just went through the gears. And in the end, it could have been more, to be fair. And it felt for Canada because they already played against Belgium; they didn't really deserve that. But I feel this for me highlights that they need to play. They don't really play much European opposition, and I think they got 1 or 2 players of their players that play in Europe, like obviously like Davis, like Is anyone? I know Jude Hoyler, obviously he played Championship football, but he's played in he's played in Europe. He plays in Europe. I think that's it really. So I think obviously more of the players could get, and I think they got quality players that teams will look at to get into Europe. But also I think they need, even as a team, to play when they have these friendlies. Maybe come over to Europe and play some of these European teams. It helps build experience, because even if you lose 4-1 like a Croatia, you learn something from that. Because bearing in mind they're going to be co-hosting the next World Cup in 2026. They got 4 years to build again to, be a better team in that World Cup. Obviously with the home crowd behind them, to even go a bit deeper. Do you know what I mean? So obviously they're knocked out for the tournament this year, but they do have, for me, good potential in 4 years' time if they can build the right building blocks. 4 years is a long time. It's another cycle, and they've got a chance. A lot of these players are young. They'll be 4 years older, more experienced, and also playing together. Hopefully some will be more than be in Europe. And you just learn to be better off. And they need to play against the European, because there's no beating Guatemala and Honduras and them kind of teams. They ain't going to prepare you for big competitions like the World Cup against the big nations, because you're going to see how superior the skill gap is. And that's what happened in this game. The skill gap between the two, the IQ of the players and the players on the Croatian team were just on another level. And they just seemed like they could pick Canada any time apart. So yeah, but other than that, They have got a good future, I think, the Canadians, and they've got 4 years now to build for the next World Cup. So we'll see how they do. But as for Croatia, needed the win, obviously. That puts them on 4 points. Obviously, they drew with Morocco. So that puts them in a strong position. So obviously, with Morocco beating Belgium as well, Belgium are in a bit in a difficult situation, because you've got Morocco and Croatia at the top with 4 points. And obviously, Belgium play Croatia, which means they're going to need to win that game to get through, basically. So that's going to be an interesting game. And then obviously you've got Canada versus Morocco. So that'll be a very interesting game. So that group's still open for 3 teams. So 2 of those 3 can go through. So it'll be interesting which one gets knocked out. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, man, that's what I'd say. What do you think of the game? Very exciting game. And it started off well for Canada, but then Croatia just took control of that game and never looked back. So yeah, what do you guys think? Leave in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Like, share, subscribe. And it's your boy Shellstastic. We'll be back on another video very soon. Peace.